Alright guys, what's up? It's Oasis Flame here, and I'm here with another video. This is gonna be a video about the time I first hit a bong. It's crazy because this is the most I've ever smoked, but I feel like yesterday was the most I ever got high, sort of, in a while at least. But yeah, me and my friends, I don't know if I matched with him, but for some reason, he asked us to smoke with us. So it was me, my other friend, who was black, and two white guys. That's how I'm gonna categorize them, because I don't really want to think of names, because keeping up with those names is going to be pretty hard throughout the story. So the black guy, he asked me to smoke with him because him and two white guys were going to smoke. I know all of them, so it's not like I don't know any of them. And I was like, okay, cool. We was in the car. He said we're just going to do like 4 blunts, and then we're going to hit the bong a lot, and then we're going to smoke again. And then he looked at me and my other friend, the black guy. He was like, I don't know if you guys are going to ever get through this. I feel like you guys are going to throw up and you're going to either tweak or something like that. And let's say by the end of this, I knew I was in a tweak, but I was in my room tweaking, so it was fine. So he was thinking that we weren't going to make it through, because that is a lot of smoking. I was really eager to get high, so I was like, I can do this shit. I could do this. Little did I know, little Najee wanted to quit, but I didn't quit because I'm a man. We get into the car, we smoke these blunts. Like down here and where I live in Rocky Mount, they smoke swishers, and swishers burn very, very fast, and they're really bad. This guy was using Dutches or some type of paper that burns slow, so we could pass the blunt around at least 6 times for each person, and they're puffing as much as they want to. So it was pretty good. We went through all those. I was already fucking stoned. I was seeing deer fly around. It's like, nah, I wasn't hallucinating. I have never hallucinated before. Then we moved on to the bong. Now this is where it gets very interesting. Let's just say my nickname is Nigga Lip. Let's just say that. Let's just say my nickname is Nicholas. If you know where this is going, then yeah. They exaggerate like hell, but it did happen. So we hit the bong. Now this is my first time doing it. He teaches me how to do it. He's like, okay, yeah, you gotta do this, this, and this, and whatever. And I'm like, oh snap. And then one of my friends had like a really shitty hit, and like he was like, oh man, I hate when those happen. I'm like, okay, so that's a normal thing. Oh no, it's gonna suck if that happens to me. I was like, oh no, it's gonna suck if that happens to me, because I'm a bitch when it comes to pain. Not so much a bitch like as for I cry about it, but when I feel pain, I get like super angry. Like I got my blood drawn yesterday, and I wanted to punch the lady who did that in the face so hard just because I don't like pain and I try to stay away from it. So if I know pain is inevitable, or it's gonna happen, or it could happen, I kind of get like scared in a way. Not scared, but worried. Anyway, my two white friends, they hit it, they passed to me, so it's my turn. They showed me how to do it. It felt so weird and good at the same time when it goes into your lungs. We keep doing that, and I don't know why. Like, I kept putting my mouth on the bong. I was so fucking stoned. Like, I kept putting my mouth on the thing. Like, let's say if this is the bong, I went like, I don't know why I did that. It was just, I just thought that's how you did it. Like, I don't know why I did it. I was just too stoned, didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and they just started looking at me and laughing at me. Because I did this a few times before they noticed, and they started looking and laughing at me. I was like, what are you laughing at? I'm so stoned. And they're like, why are you nigga living in it? Why are you looking like you suck dick? Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm just smoking this thing. And they were like, you don't have to put your mouth on it, man. I'm like, oh snap. And then that's not how that conversation went. The conversation went more like, yeah, okay, yeah. So they were looking at me weird, and this is kind of how we were seated. It was a 4-seater car. My two white friends were in the front, and I was behind the driver's seat. My black friend was right beside me. The guy who was in the driver's seat, he didn't believe it. He was like, no, you know, it happens. It's not that bad. He probably just put a little bit of lip on it. And he looks back, and he's like, oh no, get that out your mouth. That's not how you do that. I'm like, wait, what? I was like very, very embarrassing. But that was kind of like the highlight of the night. After all that, after we hit the bong, we go inside to take a break and get something to eat and go to the bathroom and all that. You know how when you're high, shit seems like 10 times longer? We smoked, I want to say, about 6 to 7 hours straight. We went in there, I made me something to eat, I went to the bathroom, and then, but before we did this, we were standing outside for a little bit. It was cold as shit. We were standing outside so my friends can smoke their cigarettes and go inside. This is where I kind of like want to quit. I wasn't too sure if we were actually all going to smoke that, or we was going to smoke the next day or something like that. I thought it was over. I kind of thought it was over. I was like, finally it's over. And I kind of thought about telling him I didn't want to come out and whatever. But you know, I'm not a bitch, and I don't like being called a bitch. I don't mind being called a bitch. Well, I don't want no one to call me a bitch. I just don't like if someone calls me a bitch. I don't think too much about it, but I'm not a bitch. I'm not a pushover. I'm not a pussy. I'm not any of those. And if you sit there and you think I'm one, I will prove you wrong. So I was like, alright, I'm gonna have to do this. Fuck it, YOLO, you only live once. I'm eating these noodles, these ramen noodles. They're hot as shit, but I'm hungry as fuck. I had to wait for it to cool down a little bit. And as soon as they started to cool down just a little bit, I started scarfing them. My throat was burning because the stuff is hot. And then I get a text message from him saying, yo, we outside, come on. And I'm like, shit, okay. And I try to finish my noodles as fast as I can. I go out there and I'm like the only one out there, me and him and his friend. My other friend isn't there yet. And so I'm like, okay, cool, I'm not late. So I don't look like a bitch or whatever. We waited for a little bit. He came out. They thought he quit and all that. He didn't. So he came out, and then they started talking about how illegal weed was. And he was like, you know, we can get in some really bad trouble if we get caught with this. You gotta keep an eye out. Because when we smoke, we don't really smoke in front of the school. We were smoking in front of the dorms because, I don't know, like, these guys, and I can understand why, but they got really scared and creeped out because it was behind the dorms, or behind the school. Actually, it's behind the school, because the dorms and the school are like right beside each other, and behind the school there is a parking lot, and no one really goes there unless they're smoking weed or hotboxing their car. We see you, we know you smoke there usually, then it will be fine. But this car we've never seen before, and they were like, is this guy watching us? You know, like what's the fucking problem? So we went inside, and then when we came back out, we went to the front of the school because that guy was creeping us out. So that's why we were there. He looked at me, he was like, yeah, don't talk about that too much. He's getting scared of shit over here. I'm like, no, I'm not really getting that scared. So we finished smoking. I go into my room, and I think my girlfriend was asking where I was or whatever. And I was like, dude, I'm fucking blown. And I just spent the rest of my night tweaking in my room. Because they kept thinking I was going to tweak. They were like, dude, you're going to fucking tweak. Like, you're going to tweak so hard, and when you do, I'm going to call you tweaker, as my black friend said. I went back down to my room, and I just stayed there for the rest of the night. I woke up high as shit. It was a really good time, and it makes me want to get a bomb. But how did that not hit? I'm kind of mad about that. That really should hit. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Oasis flame is out, and don't let nobody put your flame out. Goodbye. My friend knows I love alcohol, and he's that one friend who tries to not like let me abuse it, which is cool, but it kind of sucks at the same time, especially since I'm not 21. So he tries not to let me do it. But he brought me a whole bottle of Smirnoff. I hit mark at that. I fucking hit mark at that. It was a terrible